Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hi, guys. Hi. I'm so happy to be streaming It Gets Better at the same time as my super gay episode of my roleplay series goes live on YouTube. That's so fun. Like, I'm so excited. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome on in. It's nice to have you. Hello, hello. I am so pumped. You guys can hear me, right? Everything's fine. It has been a little while since the last time I streamed on It Gets Better. Various life-related issues and just other stuff that's come up. It's been a wild ride. But hello. It's lovely to see you all. How are you all doing? Can you all hear me, first of all? Give me a yes, so that I can make sure that the audio is all working fine. And I am so pumped to be here, guys. We're talking a little bit today about finding your people, like finding the people that you love and people to appreciate you after coming out, because it can be very hard, especially if you lose people. We all know that feeling. So I'm excited to have you guys here. One thing I will do real quick as well, since they're 25% off, is I will do, here you go, guys. Let's spread the love. There's some really cute emotes on this channel, so you guys can enjoy them too. There we go. Yay! Okay, let me just tell my YouTube that we're live on here too. Okay, guys, I did just stream for 2 hours on my own Twitch before starting this, and now I really need a wee. So is it okay with you guys if I just quickly run to the bathroom super duper fast? Real fast? I think more people will come over once my roleplay finishes on YouTube, because most people have going to popped over to that, because it's going live at the same time, but then they'll pop over in a few minutes. But is it cool with you guys if I just quickly go to the bathroom real quick? Because I need to go wee because I only just started. So, here. Do I do BRB screen? Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. Just gonna go wee really quick. I'm going for a wee, you guys. Get it? A small wee? A wee? Haha, I'm hilarious. I'll be back in just 1 second. Just 1 second. Can you guys, while we get... Oh, thank you, Celine, for subscribing for 3 months. I appreciate it. While we get started, if you guys want to start sharing some of your stories in the chat, I always love to start these streams off with you guys sharing some of your stories about your LGBTQ plus identities and stuff with us. Share some of, like, the things that you would like to with us. And I'll be with you guys in a few minutes. I'm just going to use the bathroom. Back in just a second, okay? Back in a sec. Hello, hello, hello. I am back. Hi. Hi, guys. How are you all doing? It's lovely to see you all. Thank you for tuning in for my It Gets Better stream. If you were here on my last stream before earlier, give me a yes in chat. I'd love to know who was here before. And if you are new, give me a no in chat, I guess. I can see who's just popped in. I am still in Royal High, for those of you who know what that is and want to meet me still in game. I am still in it. I just reset the server again for you. Okay. I am so pumped, you guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and have... what we always do when we start off is normally when I do a stream on here, I let you guys give me some, like... Tell some of your stories, ask if you've got advice you want. I can do my best. I'm not a doctor, so I won't give medical advice, but I can, like, chat about social situations and stuff like that. And then we will go on to chatting a little bit about the topic for the day. So... Freya, I really need some tips. 2 years ago, I identified as lesbian. I dated a girl, not for long, and she came out as a romantic and we broke up. I told my best friend a few days ago that I dated someone the same gender as me. She then said, "Are you a lesbian?" I said, "No, I am bisexual and gender fluid." I was too scared to say anything. My friend then said, "Good, you're not a lesbian." I have no idea she doesn't support the LGBTQ+, or does. And it makes me feel really upset. Okay, that's a weird one to say good. Like, that is kind of strange. Like, she could have necessarily, I suppose, potentially have meant good. She's glad that you figured out your identity, or like you found your way to like how you feel or something. But also, that is a confusing statement to make, to say good to something like that. So I would say potentially you might want to ask her, and if she just ask her, maybe just ask her if you're friends and you just want to know. Perhaps you ask, and if she tells you she doesn't support it, then, you know, I know it's complicated when you've been friends for a long time, but potentially you might not want to be friends with somebody who doesn't, you know. That's up to you to decide, of course. Like, only you could decide if you are okay with that. By the way, I apologize for anybody who hasn't been in my stream already. I have skin allergies, and you may be able to tell I've had an allergic reaction, so my face is a bit poofy. So please bear that in mind. But yeah, so I would definitely think that is probably something that you may need to ask. Yeah, thanks for the hype train, guys. I saw it on your main account. Thank you, Autumn. You're very sweet. What should I crochet next? A rainbow flag. I'm a demi-lesbian and, like my family, took it well, but they think it's just a phase. They support me. Oops, chat moved. They support me, but, like, I do have to remind them I don't like guys and I don't see any sexual attraction towards random people. Right. This is complicated because I understand the, like, process, when, especially when parents think that, like, you're just going through a phase and you're going to get over it. This is probably, if they support it, but they just are worried that it's just a phase. Hopefully that means they support it, even if it turns out to not be one to them. It's probably going to be one of those things where it takes time. Like, the longer you continue to reiterate your identity and continue to stick with how you're feeling, which obviously is how you sound like you feel, which is okay if you don't, by the way. It's okay to have, like, a fluid sexuality. I personally feel like I have a fluid sexuality, whereby I tend to... I feel like I'm always attracted to men, but I seem to go through phases of being attracted to women. Sometimes I don't feel anything for women, sometimes I do. So I know I wouldn't be able to be in a relationship with a woman, for example. It's okay to be fluid, but if you're sure on how you feel, then eventually your family's going to have to learn to respect that, because, yeah, that's the way it is. Is it just me, or do I see subtitles and people speaks? Yeah, because then it's helpful for people who might be hard of hearing. They will have to learn to respect it eventually. So, hopefully that doesn't take too long. If she mentions it again, I'll talk to her about it. But she doesn't know I'm bisexual and gender fluid yet. But I hope it doesn't happen again. Thank you, B. Oh, I see. Okay. So you told her you're not a lesbian. You didn't tell her you were bisexual. And she said, good. Okay, that sounds... Yeah, that doesn't sound ideal. I think a conversation would need to be had there. Or maybe you could ask her something off topic. Like, maybe you could say something like, I don't know, you could talk about an LGBTQ plus celebrity or something, someone who's popular for being LGBTQ plus maybe, and see how she reacts to them. I usually base new friendships, normally, this might sound silly, but often I'll ask them their opinion on Dylan Mulvaney, because everybody knows who she is, and if they have a negative, like, transphobic opinion, I'm immediately like, yeah, we're not going to be friends, bye. Hi Larry, thank you for coming over. I was in your last stream when you gave me a sub, thank you so much, it made me happy, you're welcome. Let's see. I think she could have meant it as was good that you're not a lesbian, in case you would have been uncomfortable with that dynamic. I do know some female friends get uncomfortable having friends with lesbians because of the issues arising feelings for them. There's one of those strange things though, Nova, where like, should you? Like, should other men not want to be friends with a gay man because of the fact that, like, they're like, oh, what if you like me? I feel like that's a little bit egotistical, isn't it? To assume that somebody's going to have feelings for you just because they're gay. I think it's a bit of a silly thing to think, personally. That's just my opinion, but I just think that... I think that's a bit strange, isn't it? To feel that way. Personally. Like, I don't know, something about that seems weird to me. This is such a cool channel. I agree. It's really, really good, and it's really helpful for a lot of people. It does happen, but it's a shame that it happens. Hello, Amika, how you doing? It's the way she said it. I could tell it wasn't a positive good. She said it in a way like I was a lesbian. She would, if I was a lesbian, she would support me. Like, she wouldn't. I say, okay, I'm sorry. I'm confused about my sexuality. I don't really know if I like girls or boys or just boys, or girls and boys and just boys. Okay, so you don't need to pressure yourself to figure this out now. You've got, like, your whole life, right? Like, you can figure these things out at your own pace, in your own time. There is no need to rush, no need to panic. Just, you know, take your time. There's no need to, like, force yourself to figure out who you are right now. You know, the thing is with these things is, like, when I was growing up, I always knew there was something about me that was not quite right, you know? I always knew there was something not quite right, but it took me a while to figure out what. And I remember being a kid and I panicked, just like you guys do and everybody else does. I panicked and I was like, what if this isn't who I am? What if this isn't what I feel? What if I make a mistake? What if I'm wrong? You know, I had a lot of worries about it and a lot of panics about growing up and trying to figure out how I was feeling, and, you know, like, I had a lot of problems figuring out who I was. At first, I came out to my parents as gay because even though I didn't feel like I was gay, I didn't know how to express to them what I was really feeling. And I thought they would take it easier if I came out as gay instead of, like, being like, I don't think I'm a boy, you know? And it didn't really ease the stress in the way that I hoped it had. I hoped it would. Like, it just didn't really make much of a difference. I realized very quickly that it wasn't enough. Like, I needed to come out properly. I actually came out to my parents as bi-gender first because, again, I thought it would be easier. I don't know why I did, but I thought it would be easier for them to understand if, like, I was identifying as, like, both, I guess, swapping between. And then eventually I was like, I know what I'm feeling. I was nervous that I'd make a mistake. And then sort of, like, it took a while before I realized I can't do it. I can't just keep forcing myself to like identify as other things because my parents will be upset if I don't. So I ended up coming out properly, and unfortunately my parents didn't support at first, and my dad did, but my mom didn't. My mom found it really hard, which was difficult for me because my parents had always said they'd always support me with anything. So I found it really difficult coming out at first because my mom didn't take it very well and our relationship was kind of ruined. But it got better, you know, over time. It took time, but it got better. And I think that a lot of the time, some parents don't necessarily mean to be unaccepting, but it's just hard for them to process. That's what my mum was like. It's not that she didn't care or that she didn't agree with it. It's just that she found it really hard to accept. Does that make sense? I'm an asexual woman, but sometimes I find... I think I am Demi even though I never fall in love. I don't really know if I can be a romantic because I never actually fell in love. But I can see myself in a relationship. Again, these are things that can probably come with time. Like, you don't need to rush yourself to figure this out. You've got plenty of time to figure it out, you know? Um... Okay, my YouTube video is just ending, so that was just I was just telling people to come over and hop in here and spread some love. Do you have any tips for choosing names? I've been out for 5 years and can't stick to one. Like trans? This is a good question. So my name is not very unique in the sense that I didn't think of it as in a really unique way, if you know what I mean. It probably sounds a bit silly, but the way I came up with my name was quite simple. I basically went, okay, so what do I want to be called? And my birth name started with a B. And so my mom suggested, why don't you just go by B, the letter B, right? So we literally just took the letter B. And I decided, okay, maybe I'll go for that. And so I started letting people call me B. Just the first letter. They used to just type or send a B, right? So they just call me that for a while. And then I was like, well, I do like this. I don't really want to change name again. People are calling me it. People are used to it. And so my mom was like, well, okay. Because my mom actually picked it. My mom was like, hi, everybody, by the way. My mom was like, why don't we go ahead and just use it as a name then? Turn it into a name. B-E-A. Turn it into a name. B. So we were like, let's go for it. And so after a little while, I was like, well, okay, my siblings all have nicknames and stuff. Like my sister's called Megan, so we call her Meg. And all my siblings' names are a bit longer. Megan, Charlie, Teddy, like Ted, Meg, so on. So I was like, should I extend my name out? And I was like, well, my name's already B, so let's go Beatrice. And make it my full name. And so that's how I came up with my name. My mum picked it, really, just like most people. Right, I'm a Muslim and I'm having a really hard time with people sending me death threats for saying I only respect LGBTQ+ people. Would you tell me your point of view on Muslims? Okay. Since you asked. I think that everybody should deserve respect for whatever religion they believe in and whatever religion they subscribe to, whatever beliefs they are. Like, I don't think we should judge anybody ever. I think everybody should be entitled to believe whatever they believe and feel whatever they feel. But here's where it gets complicated. What you've got to realize is, like, religious oppression has been a thing for many, many years. People have used religion as a reason to claim that gay people, LGBT people, etc., like, are not normal, that they're broken, that there's something wrong with them. And religion has been used as a way to, like, sort of express those beliefs and oppress LGBTQ people for years and years and years. And so a lot of gay people, LGBTQ people, trans people, etc., are a bit nervous about religious people because often it's more common than not that religious people are not necessarily supportive of LGBT people. But this is where it gets complicated, because a lot of religious people will say, I don't support you, but I respect you, right? And they probably think that what they're saying is a reasonable thing that's not going to upset people. But of course, if you turn to somebody, like right now, as Babinski, you have a long-time viewer of mine. If you say to me right now, I don't support you, and what you're doing is a sin, that's hurtful. Even if that's what you believe, that doesn't make it not hurtful, right? It's still hurtful. But you've got to realise sometimes, you've got to open your mind sometimes to other people's beliefs, and because you want us to open our minds to yours, which is reasonable. You sometimes have to open your mind to how we feel, and imagine that telling us that we are literally a living sin, that there's something wrong with us. That's not nice to hear. That's a hurtful thing to say, right? That's going to upset people if you say stuff like that. Do you understand? So while you might not say it, other religious people do. So the best thing, I think, the important thing to remember is that even if something doesn't align with your beliefs, just like Nova said in the chat, it doesn't mean they're any less deserving of love and respect. We should always treat people with respect. I don't believe in your religion, but I still respect your right to, and I still respect you as a person, because, you know, that's the reasonable thing to do. I respect who you are, and I respect your right to believe in what you believe in. I don't necessarily say, I don't think I would turn around to a religious person though and say to them, I don't support you. Because I do support you in your right to choose to believe in your religion. I do support your right to be religious. Do you know what I mean? I think when religious people say, I respect you, but I don't support you, it's kind of like they're saying, I don't support you because you're a sin and you shouldn't exist as you are. You're broken, you're wrong. Right? But then, I would never say to you, I don't support your right to your religion. I don't support you and your religion. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would never say that to you. So I think that's why it gets complicated. It sort of goes into like a grey area. Do you know what I mean? It's like a grey area. Because like, I would never say to you, I don't support your religion. I don't support your right to believe in what you believe in. I don't support Islam. Like, I would never say those things. And so I think that by saying I don't support gay people, I don't support trans people, I think that's why they might feel a bit upset about that or offended by it. Because if I said to you, I don't support Islam, I don't support you and your right to religion, you'd probably, not you necessarily, but like, I think religious people would get mad at me for that. So on the flip side, then it doesn't make it appropriate for them to get mad at people for being upset that you don't support their right to be who they are or love who they love. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand why it's a grey area? It's a complicated thing. You don't deserve hate comments or death threats or nastiness at all. No one does. So, you know, it's an inappropriate way to express what you're feeling. But you have to look at both sides sometimes. I think in any reasonable debate or argument, you have to look at both sides. Why does each side feel the way they feel, right? Why does this group of people believe that you shouldn't believe what you believe, and why does this group of people believe that you shouldn't believe what you believe? And you go deeper into it and you realize that it's actually very backhanded. Yeah, it's very complicated. Nobody can really agree. And you just sort of have to think for a minute and decide, like, where do I land on this, like, very, very vast array of opinions? And the simple reality is, in my opinion, you are entitled to believe in what you believe in. I'm entitled to believe in what I believe in. I'm entitled to be who I am, just like you are. I'll respect you, you respect me. But I think sometimes some things are just better left unsaid too. Like, I wouldn't go into a space, because I know what you're talking about. It's because of my Discord server. This topic came up in my Discord server today. I remember seeing it. I don't think I would go into a space filled with largely LGBTQ plus people and say, hey, I don't support gay people. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I would go into it to, like, Pride, stand on a stage in front of all the LGBT people and be like, I don't support LGBT people. I respect you, but because of my religion, I don't support you. I can only see that going badly. You know what I mean? It's asking for an argument. So sometimes I think it's best that we keep our views to ourselves in certain situations. I don't go to, like, a church and yell that I'm trans and don't support religions, because that would be a very bad idea. Do you know what I mean? So I think sometimes it's best to believe what you believe in, but you don't necessarily have to yell it at people all the time. You know what I mean? That's how people used to send me death threats. They thought I was being homophobic. Being homophobic is a huge no-no in my religion, but you also cannot be really a part of the community in my religion. It's very complicated. I'll support you no matter what or who you are. You're amazing me. I love watching. I love your live streams. I love we have our different ways of acting. Respect to each other. Exactly. Here's a complicated thing, though, that I find complicated about what you just said. You said that you can't be a part of the community in the religion if you're LGBTQ+. Okay. Surely religious people want more people to believe in their religion and be part of it. It says to love everybody equally, right? This is where I get confused. I'm not arguing, I'm just confused, so you can educate me on this. For example, I grew up going to a Christian school. I wouldn't say in a Christian family. I'd say a Christian family by the British definition of that, which is, we're not a very religious country anyway. But I once asked the pastor at my church if I could be part of the Christian, like, communion that they had. And they because I was conflicted about my beliefs at the time. And I was struggling with stuff in my life, and I really wanted something to believe in. And so I asked them if I could be part of it, and the pastor that we had at our church quite literally said to me, no, you can't, because of your identity, because of you being trans. It's a sin and you can't be a part of it. And I know not every church feels that way. I know not every church agrees, but that just, like, it ruined my feelings towards it. It made me feel like, fine, I'm not going to be a part of it. There's no point. But like a lot of Christians who do support LGBT people will say to me, no, we want you to be a part of our religion. We want you to be part of our communes. We want you to believe in what we believe in. Everybody should be allowed to believe in and subscribe to the belief of God and stuff like that, right? So that's why I get complicated, because some people say, no, you can't be a part of it because it says no in the scripture that was written thousands of years ago by another human being who just said so and we believe it. But then other people are like, no, we want you to be part of it. We want you to repent sins. We want you to be part of our group. We want you to believe in what we believe in and cleanse your soul and things like that. It's very complicated. You know what I mean? Because, like, for example, what if I wanted to believe in Islam and become a Muslim? You're saying I can't because I'm LGBTQ+. So then I'm like, so where's the love thy neighbour part come into that then? Because it says you're meant to love them like you love yourself, right? That's the teaching, is to love your neighbour as you love yourself, okay? So if that's the teaching, you're not loving me like you love yourself. You're loving me with discrepancies. You're loving me with asterisks that say, apart from the LGBT part of you, sorry, that's not allowed. You can't be in our group for that. Do you know what I mean? Do you see why it makes me confused? That's something I need to be educated on maybe more. Maybe it's something I need to be educated more on and learn more about, but it makes me confused because I think, why does this teaching say to love everybody equally, but then at the same time I'm not allowed to be part of your religion because I'm a trans woman? You know what I mean? I think it's complicated. Again, grey area. So it's very complicated. And also not everybody agrees. Because I have a Christian friend who is extremely LGBT positive. Like, really believes in LGBTQ plus positivity, really accepting. And they don't agree with the vast majority of, like, Christians who don't believe in and agree with those things. So do you see why it gets really complicated? Because everybody sort of decides what they want to believe in. And the thing that I think I find... And we'll come off this topic in a minute, so I don't want it to, like, get too in-depth. But I think the thing I find the most confusing is religious people who choose to subscribe to specific parts of their religion, but including homophobia, but then say they're not homophobic. Here's what I mean by that. Let's say you're a Christian, and you say you're a Christian, and you believe in Christianity, but you don't go to church, and you don't... Let's say you use mixed textiles. The Bible says you're not allowed to do that, but you do it anyway, because you've decided that that part of the Bible is silly. It was written years ago, so we can't... You know, it was based on a life that we led years and years ago. That's not the same as now, in the modern day. And so you decided, we don't believe in that part. Okay. But you've decided you do believe in the part where you decide that gay people are not allowed, right? Or you're not allowed to be trans. Like, that's a sin. You've decided that those are sins, but you're using mixed textiles. So why is it that the mixed textiles part, hi Cherry, you've decided that you don't want to follow because it's silly and outdated, but the LGBTQ plus part you've decided you're still going to follow? You've chosen to do that. So that would appear to be, from the outside, a little bit homophobic, right? Because if you're choosing to believe in one part, but not believe in another part, that's your right to do that. But if the part you're choosing to believe in is to cherry pick anti-LGBTQ plus sins, but to say that it's not accurate to believe in, like, not using mixed textiles or not doing, like, silly things, like silly old sins that most people agree are really outdated and based on an old style life, does that not come across homophobic? Do you know what I mean? Like, hypothetically, if I'm a Christian and I say, oh, I use mixed textiles even though the Bible says not to, but I don't support gay people. I don't go to church, even though that's part of being a Christian, but I'm still against LGBT people because the Bible says so. It's kind of complicated, isn't it? Because you're choosing which parts you believe in. And if you're choosing the hateful parts, the mean parts, I would say that makes you a little bit hateful if you're cherry picking. Do you know what I mean? If you're a devout religious person who follows the scripture to the T, maybe not, because you're following it perfectly. But if you're choosing to only follow the hateful parts and ignore the parts that aren't convenient for you, it makes it seem like you're doing it because to push your own agenda of hatred. And that's just my opinion. I support everyone. Whether you are Christian, whether you're Muslim, Jewish, I don't care. What you identify as, who you are, who you love, what religion you have, what skin colour you have, I don't care. Doesn't bother to me. Everybody's beautiful in my eyes, and I think you are all entitled to love and respect regardless. I do think it's complicated though, because I, as a person, I don't make exceptions. Unless you're a terrible, horrible person who hurts people, I will support you regardless. Because I think that everybody deserves love and support, and I don't make exceptions. I don't just make exceptions to people because they're religious and decide I don't support you. But religious people often make exceptions to the, like, they love thy neighbour, whatever, but then they're like, except for, unless you're gay, you know, then we do. I think that's not fair. I think it's complicated. I think it's a grey area, and I think that I do feel that religion is complicated because religions were all the modern religions that we use and subscribe to at the moment are pretty much all founded like millennia ago, you guys. We're talking so long ago that like it's insanity really how long ago they were. So the reality is most of those old beliefs, they are so old, they're based on a world that is drastically different to the one that we live in currently. I think it's complicated because to carry those beliefs and not adapt them to the modern day is complicated because life is not like it was when those religions were founded. And when it comes to the Bible and like other books and scriptures, they were just written by people. A person wrote that, you know? And people just believe it, which is fine. That's up to you. But if you just believe it, like, just because a person wrote it or several people wrote it doesn't mean it necessarily is fact. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just my opinion. And like I said, we're all entitled to one and we should all be entitled to be loved. And I don't dislike or dislove any of you. You should all be entitled to believe what you believe. As a Christian, we believe that love is love and that God made us to be straight and reproduce. But whatever you do you, we don't judge you. It's complicated though, isn't it? Because if God made you to be straight, why are some people not straight? Because you also say God doesn't make mistakes. Right? Because you know when you're straight, you know that warm, fuzzy feeling you get inside you when you fall in love with somebody and you see somebody who's the opposite sex to you and you feel that like gut-wrenching devastation of not being able to know if that person likes you back. Those butterflies that flurry in your stomach every single time you look at them. You know, that like intense love that you feel, you know? That intense love that you get when you fall in love with somebody, that flurry inside you, that like pure golden feeling. One thing we all feel in common, one thing we all have in common, no matter who you are, that beautiful, amazing, warm, fuzzy feeling inside you when you fall in love with someone, right? That we all know, but no one can really properly explain. Some men feel that for men, and some women feel that for women. Just naturally. The same way you feel it for the opposite sex, they just feel it for the same sex. Naturally. It just happens. So, like, that's not something that's broken about them, is it? Right? So then, in your opinion, if God made you to be straight only, then he made a mistake with those people, right? But you say that God doesn't make mistakes. I don't know. It's complicated. And I love you all. It doesn't matter what you believe in, I still love you. I'm just sharing my opinion, and I'm absolutely open to hearing yours too. Which is why I'm reading them out. And giving you my counter opinions. I think that nobody deserves nastiness, nobody deserves hate. We should all just be able to do you, I do me kind of vibe, I think. I think you're all beautiful, regardless. Whether you believe we're all God's children, whether you believe we are all born from evolution, whether you believe whatever you believe. We should all just agree to disagree that we're all beautiful individual humans. Exactly. That's the most important thing, I think, Nova. Education. Being open to listen to other people's feelings and opinions. Being open to hearing what they think. Being open to learning. Because that's really what we should all do as humans, right? We should all be open to learning. And about each other, about each other's feelings, about each other's beliefs. Because that's how culture spreads and how we all become more enlightened and more educated people. And I think it's important. I'm autistic and I don't really see myself in a gendered way until other people perceive me in a gendered way. Strangers see me as a woman, friends see me as a man. Is there a way I could make people see me before they see my gender? So this is a really complicated question in this current generation that we live in, this current modern day, because I would say yes with certain people. If you're in the right space, absolutely, I believe you can. People that are like my generation or younger, I think are much more open to perceiving you as who you are before they perceive you as your gender. I don't perceive people as their gender when I first meet them. I just want to know who they are as a person. I'm more likely to look at your teeth first and see because I look at people's faces, you see the teeth. I always think about people's teeth. I know it's weird, but I do. I always think about people's teeth. And I think that, oddly, I'll probably think about your teeth first before I think about your gender. I wouldn't judge them, but like, I notice people's teeth because I'm always interested in people's teeth. I always think people's teeth are really pretty. Some people have gorgeous teeth. And I know it sounds weird, but I have like my teeth freak me out. I'm so afraid of losing my teeth. So I think that like, I look at people's teeth first before I see their gender. So it depends on who you are and who you're talking to. Older generations, it's probably going to be harder to do that. Or people who are, you know, anti-whatever, are probably going to be more likely to not believe in that. You know, like how some people say you can always judge a person by their shoes? Some people don't look at you and think about your gender identity first. I would say a lot of people don't. Some people in the chat know what I mean. Some people in the chat are like, yes, I look at people's teeth first too. My parents accept other people, but not me. I don't know how to get them to then accept that I'm a trans man because they're in denial. Ah, okay, so you have the same situation as my family, which means that your parents are not anti-LGBTQ+ if they support other people, but they're struggling with the idea of their child not living the life that they expected from them. This is something my mom had to work on for a while. It took her a good year or so to accept it, because she had to work on like undoing all of the things she expected her son was going to do, and then learn to accept all of the things and the life that her daughter was going to lead, you know? And that can take some time. My gender nurse at the time said to me when I was, you know, working with a gender specialist, she said to me, as well as your mom needing to be open-minded about your identity, you also need to be open-minded about the fact that parents usually have an idea of how they expect their children to grow up, and it can be hard for them to accept it sometimes. And that doesn't mean they don't love you. As long as they're not anti-LGBTQ+ and yelling hate at you all the time, they're probably trying to process it in their own way, and over time they will. But it'll take a while. I wear beat-up Converse. What does that say about me? Because I think if I saw you in your beat-up Converse, I'd feel like you're one of those like hipster kind of people. You know, you gotta wear those like old-style Converse. Let me see. That's why I started watching and following you, B. You are currently the only content creator that tries teaching and is open to talk about these topics. It makes me make it easier for people like me to understand. I think that the world does not advance by denying other people's thoughts, feelings, or opinions, you know? I don't think we get anywhere by yelling at other people that we disagree with them. I think the best thing for us to do is to accept how other people feel and talk about it. You know? I don't think that like yelling at someone and being like, your opinion's wrong, my opinion's right, I don't think that helps. I think the best thing you can do is talk, listen, and learn from each other. Man, let me just read through. Honestly, Freya, I've been there though. I worried a lot when I started transitioning that I was doing the wrong thing because of other people and other societal pressures that made me afraid. But you've got to do what's right for you, and things will feel easier over time, I promise. Zizzy, it's totally okay to take your time. Like, you've got so long to figure out who you are. You don't need to rush. It's okay. I want to attend a GSA meeting, but I'm scared some of my friends find out I'm queer. Most of them are one of those Christians who you say it's sinful to be gay but are still friends with you. I've told 3 people and they are okay with it. I also told my best friend, but she forgot, and I am trying to pretend to be straight all the time. What's GSA? What's GSA? I'm a gay boy. My country isn't okay with LGBTQ plus people, so it's basically my life is difficult sometimes. I have a crush on classmates, and it's so hard for me because he's straight and kind of homophobic. Any advice? I'm really sorry to hear that. This is something we're going to talk about shortly, which is about finding you people. I think that's going to be really helpful for you. We'll be talking a little bit about like how to find people that you can be comfortable with. That might help you to feel a little bit better. So we're going to talk about that shortly, and hopefully that helps. Gay Straight Alliance. Okay. Sorry, I'm guessing it's an American thing. I don't know if I've heard of that. At least we didn't have that when I was at school. So, if your friends are making you afraid, are they good friends? Do you want to be friends with people who make you afraid to be you? Because if your only fear of joining the GSA and going to the meetings is that your friends won't support you anymore, well, hopefully you'll make new friends in the GSA meetings who are like you. And do you want to be friends with people who don't support you? Like, I know it's easier said than done sometimes, but maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need to find out which of your friends support you and which don't, so that you can move on and make new friends. And maybe if you do go to the Gay Straight Alliance meetings, you may be able to find a lot of really nice friends there. People who are like you and support you and feel like you feel. It might end up being exactly what you need. So I don't think I would want to live with the regret of not going. Although it's scary, I think if I were you, I'd take the first step. Oh, Zizzy and Larry, that's a little bit of a strange thing to say. So, I want to talk a little bit today, guys, about finding your people. This is a really hard one because I've been there. I've had friends before I came out who were not great friends. I was always afraid of what they would say if I came out. And when I did come out, my best friend at the time was not okay with it at all. They were very transphobic and very mean. And so I stopped being friends with them. And I was kind of on my own for a while, but I sort of started to gravitate towards people that were more accepting. Where I lived, unfortunately, I found it too hard to meet people who were accepting. I think I had some friends who knew and they didn't mind that there was something different about me, but I found it very hard to... Excuse me. I found it very hard to find a group of friends that were accepting. So I sort of, like many people, gravitated towards online groups of friends. I joined some like servers back then, not Discord because we didn't have it, but like other things that were for LGBTQ plus people. I was always careful not to make sure, like, you know, you don't share your personal identity, or like don't share like where you're from or your location or full name. But I started to introduce myself into some spaces that were more LGBT friendly in like a careful and considerate way. I think it made a big difference for me to make friends with people who were like me online. And now there's so many spaces out there, you guys. One of the things that if you're scared to like join online spaces, which is perfectly reasonable, you obviously have like the Gay Straight Alliance things, you have groups like that. If like me, you're from a place where there wasn't anything like that, I definitely suggest you guys watching some YouTubers who are LGBTQ+, because their communities will usually also be either LGBTQ+ or allies, and that makes things a little bit easier for you. if you can like meet people who like feel the same way as you or understand how you feel, you know, stuff like that. I think being in those spaces helps a lot. I read it, Larry, don't worry. So for example, my Discord server is one of those spaces. You can join if you want to. It's a very open space for anyone to join of any identity and share how they're feeling and chat and make friends. We try to make it as welcoming as possible. We do strictly prohibit you sharing like personal information, but it does help. And I think that finding a place that you can be surrounded by people that go through similar things to you really does help. One thing I will say is, I know that where I live now, there wasn't when I was a kid, but there is now, there are like youth groups you can go to, and I wonder if maybe that would be beneficial to you as well. Like some people out there who are struggling, if you find people around like around you that, you know, are going through similar things, it really helps to be surrounded by people like you. The mods and whoremonitors in Bee's Discord are amazing and shut down any hate right away. That's true, and also the mods and whoremonitors in my Discord are pretty much all LGBT themselves. So that helps, because they're all LGBTQ+2 mostly. And as you get older, and as you meet more people, and as life goes on, it really does get easier, you guys. It really does get better. It's one of those things where you kind of have to take time and recognize that. Because when I was young, people told me that it would get better all the time. And I was like, when? Like, how long am I going to have to wait until things get better? And I knew that, like, people were saying that to me and telling me it would, but I just didn't feel like it was going to. Like, it just continued to feel like it was never going to get better, you know? But it did. And it got easier. And it turns out, it is true, it will get better. You do have to be patient, and it's stinky that you do. But over time, it really does improve, guys. It really does. I know we aren't talking about this, but I need help. I haven't been to school in a while. Starting a new one on Tuesday. My mum keeps telling me I've gained weight and keeps on saying I'm eating because I'm bored. And I tried to tell her, and she told me I'm being dramatic, and she's allowed an opinion. But she tells people she knows as well, and it's making me feel really bad about myself. I haven't been eating that much, and I don't know what to do. Autumn, if you're really struggling when you start your new school, I would really suggest you speak to a trusted adult. If your mom isn't respecting the fact that when you tell her it's making you uncomfortable, when she says like rude things about your appearance, then, and it's really hurting you a lot, I would definitely talk to a trusted adult at school. It isn't, in my opinion, appropriate for somebody to comment on other people's weight, especially not somebody who you're supposed to be able to trust and feel comfortable with. And I think that's a shame that she says those things, because you're beautiful no matter what. But I just think you need to know there's nothing wrong with eating, especially because you need to survive. And I do think it would be good to talk to a trusted adult, like at school or something like that. Because it sounds like you need a little bit of help. And it's okay to need help sometimes. That's perfectly okay. I like that little llama, that's funny. Just know that there's nothing wrong with eating. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with eating. It's important. Yeah, you should be allowed to tell your parents how you feel, and they should acknowledge how you feel. They shouldn't just shut you down. You know? It's not very appropriate to do that. Now I'm wondering, mods, James, do you have the ability to change the category on this channel, like with a command? Do you know? So I'm wondering if we would benefit from playing a game at the same time as chatting. I know some of the other people on the channel play games sometimes while they chat. So I was wondering if you guys might benefit from that. You might enjoy that maybe. You're welcome, Autumn. Does anybody else have any other questions about like LGBTQ plus stuff or want advice for anything? I'm not a doctor, like I said, but I can try. Give it a go, James. Give it a go for Overwatch. See what happens. Night, Larry. Sleep well. I fell asleep. I'm back now. No problem, Ray. Welcome back. Did you have a long day at school or work to do? I just don't understand why it's so hard to tell parents about experience. My mum and dad both support LGBTQ+, but it's just so scary. I think it's always scary. When you have to go through something like that, it's always a little bit scary, you know? And it's okay. It's okay to be a little bit afraid sometimes. It's okay to need, like, time. Oh, it worked! Do you guys want to play some Overwatch while we chat about this stuff? Would you be down for that? A little bit of Overwatch while we're chatting? Can I just put some... I know I've had allergic reactions, so if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to put some cream on my eyes really quick while I'm chatting to you. Such a shame, because my allergic reaction has... not to the lashes, but to a cream, a different cream I use. Means that when I put the cream on, it's making my lashes shed, so I'm going to have to get them done again sooner. Which kind of is a shame. But if I don't put a little bit of cream on, it's going to keep stinging. Who's it? How do you come out to your classmates if they're all very stomophobic and transphobic? They always say gay as an insult. Ugh, stinky. Stinky behaviour. Are your classmates your friends? Why do you want them to know? Like, you just want to be, like, publicly out so you don't have to be nervous anymore kind of thing, or... I certainly wouldn't want to be friends with people like that. I don't play Valorant, unfortunately. I find it very boring. Ew, Alma. That's really inappropriate. I would, if I were you, I would, excuse me, I would probably be telling somebody that, like a teacher. But do remember, you don't have to be around them forever. Like when you leave school and stuff. Look at how poofy my eyes are underneath from my allergies, guys. If I turn on the side, you can really see it. Yeah, that's not an appropriate thing to do. I feel that sense of missing out on most of my teenage years as I can't medically transition till I'm 18. Any advice? Good question, Luca. I feel as though I missed out on a lot too when I was young. Because I didn't medically transition till I was 20 because I was on a really long waiting list. And I feel like there's a lot of things about me now that I'm stuck with too, like my voice sounding manly. I'm kind of stuck with it. I've had vocal therapy and this is the best we can get to apparently. I seem to be incapable of getting any better than this, and I don't want to have surgery on my voice because my job is my voice. I think this is a really complicated thing, and I totally understand it. But do remember to try to enjoy life a little bit and remind yourself things are going to get better. Things will improve. Because otherwise, you don't want to spend too much time focused on, say, the future and forget to enjoy your life now, you know? Like, you don't want to forget to enjoy your life now by spending so much time worrying about the future. Does that make sense? It's hard though. I really do understand. Because I feel like I missed out on a lot. I missed out on like those teenage crushes and going to my prom wearing what I wanted to wear rather than what I had to wear. Because I was forced to. There are things that I totally get it and I understand. So just getting my game ready. Thought you guys might like to chat and while I play something at the same time. Just a second. Out of curiosity, how many of you guys have come out as whatever you identify as in public already? If you don't mind me asking. Because I would love to hear some of your other experiences of coming out. I think other people would benefit from hearing it if you're feeling willing to share it. Like if you're willing to share some things that you've been through. I think your voice is pretty there. Thank you. I just wish it didn't result in me being misgendered quite so much, because I do get misgendered a lot. And that's the only thing that makes me feel sad about it, really. Are you guys ready to watch me flop in Overwatch while we chat? I've only got 2 more to get, but I don't know if I'm going to get to level 200 in the next 10 days. We'll see. I have 27 battle pass skips ready for the next season too. That's pretty good. Or I might buy some battle pass tiers. Sometimes I do this and then I can just skip a bunch when the season comes out, so it just instantly skips them. I wish you could buy to like get the player cards though. Bye, gamer girl. I want to make a message to everyone who is wanting to tell their stories. If you ever need someone to reach out to and confide your feelings in, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. That's very kind of you, Nova. So, let me see. I wish I could be like you, you're a role model to me. I didn't start this way. I can promise you that. I did not start this way. I wasn't this confident. I'm not always this way either, just because I seem this way on camera. I'm not always this confident either. Like, there are lots of times when I don't feel confident. When I feel down and feel incapable of being confident. There are times when, like, I struggle. Just like everyone else.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
Well, I appreciate that, Alma, but I think beauty, again, is one of those things where it's like in the eye of the beholder kind of vibe. Everybody's different, you know? Everybody has different feelings about what beauty is. 111. Is my microphone much louder than my game? Can you guys let me know? I might have to lower the game a bit. Like, let me know if the volume levels are okay. Jamie, that's very sweet. But to be honest, you guys, you say that I improved you, but you guys improved me. You guys have made my life, like, so much better. Is it still reasonable or is it too quiet now? Because I adjusted it a tiny bit. And now I'm not sure if it's too quiet or does it seem fine?
I still have much to learn.
I didn't actually check if I was allowed to play games on this stream. I hope I am. I don't see why not, because other people play games.
Stay near, will you? I hate when people run off without me.
Saddle up. We got work to do.
Oh. Oh man, that's really sweet. Thank you. Maybe I should have played Genshin, I think. Do you guys like Genshin? Do you play Genshin? The Overwatch is a great way that I found people, by the way. I met a lot of my friends playing Overwatch. Overwatch was the reason that I became close with a lot of my friends, because we all like played it mutually. And before the friends that I have now, I met a lot of my then friends, who are the reason I met the ones I'm friends with now. And so that's another thing, guys. Making friends through games is a great way. Royal High, which is a game I know we all play, if you're one of my viewers, is a fantastic game for meeting LGBT people, because a lot of people go there because it's really easy to, like, express yourself, I guess. Oh no, I'm sorry. Ah, we're really struggling that much to kill a Kiriko, guys. Come on. This is kind of embarrassing. Oh no, Ash. So anyways, yeah, so I met a lot of my friends playing games. Because when I started playing, like, Overwatch and Roblox and stuff, there were tons of LGBT people that I met. And then I started streaming it too, and obviously because I had, like, a lot of LGBT tags on my streams, a lot of LGBT people just naturally gravitated to me, if that makes sense. And I think that was a good way that I made friends. Have you guys made friends through games as well? Can I heal Bob? No. So why can't I shoot my healing into him then? I wonder if I can bubble Bob. Oh no. Just die, Genji! Thank you. Can we get some trans hearts flowing in the chat? That's very sweet. You're gonna die! I do not have the ability to keep you alive on your own. Why is this Kiriko always at the back and no one kills her? Hello?
Experience tranquility.
Well? I'm having a good old time right now, guys. LOL! Why can't I shoot? What? My shoot isn't. What? Oh, there we go. I was pressing the wrong button because I'm an idiot. I don't know how I forgot my shoot button for a sec there. It's very unlikely that I'll be able to do that again, but that was very funny. What is their team doing? Other than Iris, I did not. Wait, what was that? What did Iris do? People are forgetting to push the payload. Anyways, I actually met a group of friends a few years ago playing Minecraft. So I joined a few servers, and at the time, that's how I first made my like group of first LGBTQ plus friends. And I met some friends playing GTA, and then I met a bunch of friends playing Overwatch. Oh no. Rip. Oh, our tank's just like, well, I give up, I guess. Well, he's gonna die. Excuse me, no! I really don't like Zarya's. Also, guys, you know there's a lot of LGBT characters in Overwatch too. This teammate is intentionally not killing the Genji because he says he's a friend. But then the Genji's killing me, so that some friend... What's a friend when he kills your other friends? Ay, Dios mío. Ugh, great friend, indeed. What game are we talking about, Stephanie? Would you play Dead by Daylight? I have played Dead by Daylight lots before. It makes me very salty. I'm not sure it's a game that is a great idea for me to play because it makes me very salty. I don't think our tank has any idea what he's doing. Low-key. It's fine, I'll do it myself. I'll deal with it. Yes, there's quite a lot of LGBT characters in LGBTQ plus characters in Overwatch. I like games that have diversity. Oh, Dios mío, this guy is so hard to keep alive. Ah. Oh dear. You were talking about Wizard 101. I think you said you used to play it too. Me? Never even heard of it. Never heard of it. I'm a Mercy Moira meh. Sigma. I don't normally play, so I'm trying to be good at Life Weaver, but I normally play Moira, Mercy, Symmetra, Echo, sometimes Mim, and then if I play tank I usually do D.Va or Ramattra. Well, that was not good. Bye. Ha ha ha! Too late! Too late! Yeah, I've never heard of that game before, Stephanie, so it was not me that you are thinking of. I actually met my boyfriend on the game Our World. Technically, I didn't meet my boyfriend from a game, but like a collection of games from friends in a group that all played games together. I guess. Sort of. Bye, Freya. Thanks so much for coming. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And if you feel better later, I'll see you on the YouTube stream. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. We now live together. That's awesome. And you have a cute baby boy. Aww. Jealous. Dream life. YouTuber wins game. So out of curiosity, do you guys find that you tend to have like mostly LGBTQ plus friends? Or do you guys surround, like, I'm curious how many of you guys surround yourself with like exclusively LGBTQ plus groups or not? I think my like main friend group only has like 2 non-LGBT people in it, I think. Brooklyn, that would be cool. I don't watch the straight ones anyway, but I'd maybe consider watching the queer ones. I think I have 2 straight friends, 2 LGBTQ, like 2 non-LGBTQ plus friends, and the rest of my friends are all LGBTQ plus. We have great parties. Well, he's dead. There's no res in that. Bye. GG. Da, 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 da. There's a Sombra. I heard her hacking. Oh no! No! Bad idea. Oh no! Bye. Da, 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 do. I personally haven't made friends who are LGBTQ+, but I've been trying to reach out and make new friends regardless. Hopefully it'll change soon. You're in the right communities for it, that's for sure. Yeah, but Minsky, I think it's better to live your life with love than to live your life with fear. Oh no! I'm gonna die! I got cocky! Dang it! Oopsies! Come more kills than Iliadi. No! Ow! Ow! Oh no. Oh, that got very overwhelming very quickly. My closest friends are LGBTQ, but I feel like one of them kind of invalidates how I am since I'm in a hetero relationship. Oh my gosh, I hate it when people like invalidate bisexual people because they're in hetero relationships. I am bisexual and in a hetero relationship, and I don't think people... I mean, I'm trans, so I kind of have that, I guess. But there's definitely people who do not acknowledge the fact that I'm not straight. I know. I guess I probably say I'm pansexual, I guess, but I don't really. I don't know. I don't know.
I must return to my post.
Funnily enough, my boyfriend's a battle mercy too. I don't know if I'd refer myself to myself as a battle mercy. I get cocky sometimes and get lucky occasionally. But when I play mercy, I can't. Ah! Come on, come on, come on, come on! No, I can't play the game with like with just healing. I'll get bored. I don't normally play mercy. Mercy is what I play when I'm feeling lazy. And also because I want to get my assists for my challenges. We were doing so well. Why are we sucking so bad now? Hello? Is it because they're trickling in too much instead of grouping? Get away from me, Sombra. Do I look like somebody who likes you? Ah! Why has nobody dealt with this Cassidy? Ay, Dios mío.
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Sometimes the healer's gotta let him know we're not soft. That's for real. I am a Moira main normally when I heal. And I did place in plat last season with Moira. But I don't play comp because it stresses me. Eee! Kill him! Bye. I'm trying to keep you alive. Ah, this Moira really wants me. Go away. Dear me. Moira's behind. No! I got hindered. Such. Big Sadge.
Taking a full recovery. I'm on my game now.
I love Overwatch, but my audience are mainly Roblox people, so whenever I play it, they try and understand, I think. But I think that most of them just have no idea what's going on. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Get away from me, Sombra! Did I ask? GG. Bye. Oof! I never get POTG as Mercy! Just casually, just popping off. Look at my gun's like not moving in my hand, it's so laggy. Bye. Oof. I'll take it. I'm kind of proud of that, to be honest. Da, 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 da. So if you want a Mercy on your team, I'm available.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
I'm gonna do that again. See if I can... You watch. Whenever I get cocky and I'm like, okay, I'll play the same character again, I flop so hard. Like, I'll do really well, and then I'll play them again and flop. Or should I go Moira this time? Decisions. Yeah, I'll go Mercy for now. We'll see how it goes. Favorite Disney princess? I guess Mirabelle doesn't count because she's not a princess. Does Moana count as a princess? Or Merida from Brave? I like all the Disney princesses, but I particularly like the ones that are like really strong representations of women. Where's our tank? I'm not supposed to be going first. Tanks that don't know how to play tank, my favourite. Well, hopefully that's just not representative of the game and just them taking a while. Go Bastion, it's your birthday. Go Bastion, it's your birthday. There's a Junkrat. I do love a sim. No 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 no. Uh-oh. We are at a disadvantage, Arisa. You are correct. No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh dear! That was kind of ugly. That was probably pure GG because I'm pretty sure they just killed 4 of us. Oof! Yikes! Let's go! I am Giga Chad. I hate it when they're so proud of themselves. Are we really going behind? Okay, I guess so. Oh, get off me, Moira. No, not me!
Keep close to the robot. Let's go. Great minds are always persecuted.
Good times. Good times. I feel like referring to yourself as Giga Chad is like so cringy. There's loads of Roblox streamers that do that. They refer to themselves as Giga Chad. And I can't help but find that so like cringy.
Cannot allow them to take the robot.
Get off me! Get off me, Genji! No! Ooh! I'm going to fly in the sky. I'm having a Moira off. It's not going to end well. Yes, kill her! Kill her! Bye.
Oh, in vain. Sick for the parched.
Oh. Team just getting matched. Yeah, my team is not having a good time this time. It's not going very well.
Your end is within my reach. Let us proceed. Misery made manifest. I see a hostile.
Yeah, waste it, Moira. Haha! Oh no.
Pain is inevitable. Surrender to my will.
Oh, I'm trapped. Well, that was unfortunate. When it comes to finding your people as an adult, would you say that the internet is the only place you can turn nowadays? Spend most of my time either working at home or I don't have the time, money to much else. And while I met the loveliest people online, I'm in the worst way sometimes not having people like IRL. Yes, I 100% agree with you on the not having the IRL thing. Sometimes I feel like I struggle really badly with not having people IRL. I feel quite lonely quite a lot because a lot of my friends are online. But I don't necessarily believe that the only way to make friends is online. I think there are ways to make friends in person. It's just whether or not we have the confidence to do them. For example, there are locally in most cities and towns people who do organize like group meetups. There's also like queer theater groups that like get together and like do like theater related stuff. You don't necessarily have to do the performing part. If you don't like it, you could help with the sets, or like you know, a lot of these things don't require you to have like funds to be able to help, just a little bit of time if you have time, of course. There are like adult groups similar to like youth groups that get together. Some people do like coffee mornings where I live, for example, where you can just like meet up and have coffee with other LGBT people, which I think is really nice. There's okay, this is not going well. There are lots of like ways that you can do various different things, and I think sometimes it requires a little bit of research. I mean, for example, this is probably the silliest thing ever to imagine, but there's actually a group where I live where I specifically can go and learn Spanish with queer people. This is really a queer Spanish learning group because I've been learning Spanish for those who don't know. And you can go to, like, I haven't gone to it because I'm nervous, which is my own fault, but there's like a queer group of people that learn Spanish together, which I think is like the coolest thing ever. Yeah, I knew he was gonna ult. Goodbye. It does require a little bit of research and asking around, but you'd be surprised at the options there are for adults. I got no healing left. Help! I didn't realize that everyone just suddenly died! Whoa! Oh no! Oh no! Everything is awful! Pride is a good place to find people too, yeah, if you go to like Pride events. Although I reckon they're limited, obviously. Because Pride isn't all the time, so. I really thought I was far away enough for that, but okay. Hi Salty, how are you? Salty, how are you?
I've dealt with cynics before.
It's not going well, guys, this time. This one is not going well.
Receive my aid.
Well. Oh. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. No! 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 Ace! No! 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 I was trying so hard just to stop the robot. Oh no. Well, that stinks. They are shredding my team! Holy butts! Get off! But we now have to walk it all the way back there! We are never gonna do that! So we have to do it without dying.
Do not abandon the robot. A taste of poison. Lending a hand.
Oh no! Well, that was fun while it lasted. Yeah, I don't like push. Do you play Identity V? I'm new to your channel. I don't know if you played in mobile games. If you don't know what that is, it's a one-map version of Dead by Daylight, but on mobile. I don't know what it is. I've never played it. I'm intrigued. The only problem with... Oh, jeez. That was intense. The problem with Dead by Daylight is that it stresses me out. So I imagine that any other game similar will also stress me out. Like, Dead by Daylight makes me feel very stressed. Have I done my flexing? Have I done my weekly flexing too? I have. I've only got Role Mastery left to do, so I'm not doing 30 comp games. They can eat my duty if they think I'm going to play comp games. Not going to happen! I need to go wee again. Okay, guys, I'm just going to go pee really quick. I'll be really quick. And while I'm gone, if you want to share your identity, that could be interesting to see if anybody else in the chat can relate to you. It's a good way to feel less alone. I've got hiccups. So if you're comfortable with it, I would love to hear what it is you identify of, if you'd like to share. I'm back in a second because I need a wee again. I drink too much. It's my fault. One sec. Why is my mic muting button not working on my stream deck? Hello? Okay, I'll do it manually. I'll be one sec. Hola, hola. James, could you do me a favour, please? Bisexual, non-binary, lesbian, pan-gender, queer, straight man here, straight woman here to learn more and talk to the community, which I think is lovely, Nerva. Do you prefer Nerva, by the way? Because I didn't know how to pronounce the first part. We love an ally. James, could you please let my Discord know just like a tag and just be like, Bee's live on YouTube in 20 minutes, waiting for Wickery Cliffs and giving away more of her 1 million diamonds. Just a ping pong's fine. Please. And thank you. So what do you guys have planned for the remainder of your day? By the way, on the topic of finding communities, my community is absolutely open to anybody. I do have, because of Roblox, I do have some younger viewers, but I do have some older ones too. So you are absolutely more than welcome to join in, come say hi. I wonder if maybe it'd be beneficial in my community to open some sort of chat that specifically is for like the older members of the community who want to talk to like more like-minded LGBTQ+ people and stuff. The only problem is I don't know how we'd vet it to decide who's allowed in and who's not, and it sounds like a logistical nightmare for my moderators. I really want to be good at Ilyani, but I don't know.
Stay in range if you want my help. Stay away.
Like Yevri? Yevri and Nova? I see, okay. If Nova's fine, I'll stick to Nova. Thanks, James.
From imperfection, we build a new world. Je sens que je vais bien m'amuser.
Is Webby watching this? So, 'cause I can't type right now, out of curiosity.
Never been more ready for adventure.
Yeah, but the thing is, Stephanie, she can heal someone who's completely almost at dead to full in one burst. If they took her cooldown away, she would be so OP. They would need to reduce how much healing she does, which I think they will because right now she feels way OP.
My teleporter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload. Is our plan in motion? Enemy in sight. My sensors are destroyed.
Ow. Okay. Okay, James. You can tell him I said, James, that when we go to London, that is like all walking. It's way too expensive to take an Uber, and it would take you like 2 hours longer to get somewhere than a 10-minute walk would because of how much traffic there is. It's got to be like all walking. Oh my god, what? Hit me in the head instantly.
With each failure comes new perspective.
Yeah, I feel like Ilyari is a little bit too very powerful with her healing, personally. I hate that you can be fighting her and she can just boost someone's healing to full immediately. I guess the same could be said about Lifeweaver's thingy. Okay, that's unfortunate. Because he can sort of do the same thing, right? Lifeweaver can kind of do the same thing. When he puts his ult down the tree, like, boosts your health massively. But it's not as often as what Ilyari can do it. Why am I sucking so bad? Symmetra's not in my main. I normally, like, do really well. I don't know what... do I feel under pressure because it's a different audience? I don't know. What the hell? Why is he over there? Who's your guys' favorite like LGBT character in popular media? Oh, for God's sake, what is it with these snipers?
Come on, Snowball. They need our help.
Our enemy did not heed their warning.
Meteor strike. Life protects life.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Doomfist is like the worst. I hate playing against Doomfist. It irritates the crap out of me.
An enemy here.
Damien from Huki? I don't know what that is. Maybe I should learn. You've got to be a good widow to get a PGG, I feel like. Oof. I wish I could snipe like that. My goodness. What have I got left I need to do? I need to do like one more damage game and then I've done my weeklies as well. So I'll do that later. Because for now, we have on the last 10 minutes of our stream here on the It Gets Better channel. So I would love to know how you guys are all doing. How are you all feeling? How's life in general? How are you all? I've had a kind of long day because I streamed on Twitch for a couple hours before this one, streamed a couple hours here, then I'm gonna go stream on YouTube for a couple hours after this. It's been kind of a long day. Dun 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 dun. Can I ask you a personal question out of curiosity? Yes, but that doesn't mean I'll answer it. Go ahead. I've had a pretty good day with fun watching and interacting with you in both streams. Me, well, thank you, Nova. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the Twitch stream. In the YouTube stream, sorry. Oh. I don't think you decide. That's for sure. Just so that you're aware for the future. You don't decide to be trans. You didn't just wake up one morning and be like, you know what I should do today? Make my life incredibly difficult and make half the population hate me for no reason. But I always knew there was something not quite right when I was growing up. I always knew that there was something about me that was different. It just took me a long time to realize it. I was just never, it's complicated. I was never interested in boys' things. Never interested. I felt uncomfortable all the time. Like, there was just so much about me that just didn't fit. And this definitely has been the 1000% correct choice for me. My life is so much better now. But I think I was 14 when I really knew what the word was to describe how I was feeling. Does that make sense? Go on, Nova. Again, I'll answer it if I'm comfortable. If I'm not, I won't. But yeah, I was probably about 14 when I learned what trans meant, like what transgender people were, and that it was a thing you actually could feel and go through. There's a big clump of like hairs in my false lashes that are clumping together in the corner, which is making it look like I have like just like one really tall lash. And in the mirror it looks fine, but on stream in the camera it looks weird. You've got about 8 minutes to ask me that question. No, don't worry. It's totally fine. That's why I'm letting you know though. Just giving you some education on what is appropriate to say and what isn't. So then next time you'll know. People don't normally like to be asked, when did you decide? Because that's like asking a gay person, when did you choose to be gay? You know? Don't worry. I'm never going to be offended when you guys asking me serious questions, when you're not being like rude. It's when people are rude on purpose. That's the only time that I'm bothered. But I know you guys here are not being rude, so it's okay. I started watching you after what everyone called... I started watching you shortly after everyone was calling the surgery. You don't have to answer, but was it regarding you being trans? If it was, I wasn't. Just hope you recovered well. I had breast augmentation. So partially trans, partially not. Breast augmentation is normal. Lots of women have breast augmentation, whether trans or not. Yeah, when did you find out or realise that you were trans or gay is the better question. Yeah, I had breast augmentation. My vlog channel does talk about these things properly. I just don't mention them in detail on my main channels because younger audience that play Roblox. But if you watch my vlog channel, it's called Beatrice Elizabeth. I document a lot of stuff in more detail there. How do I know if my parents are supporting or not? Like, there are the signs I should look out for. What a lot of people like to do is test the waters by bringing certain things up, like celebrities who are gay, get them to watch movies of gay characters, things like that. See what they say about them, see what their opinions are on stuff like that. That's one of the best ways to find out because, like, they'll usually express their opinions and, I mean, if they're not saying anything negative, then you're probably safe to assume it's fine. Yeah, no problem, Nova. Yeah, I had breast augmentation about 3 months ago, as of the 21st of this month, I think. June, July. Yeah, 3 months ago, as of the 21st of this month. They are mostly healing well. It takes up to like 6 months for them to drop down fully. They appear quite high afterwards. They do for everybody. So my left one sort of like dropped to a natural level, but my right one's still a bit high. But it's only 3 months. I've got another 3 months really to wait for the healing process. So yeah, what do they do during a breast augmentation? Okay, this is the medical thing, you guys. I'm not a medical professional, remember that. But if you don't like talking about gory, gross stuff, don't listen. They underneath your breast, they just make an incision about that long, and they make a pocket inside, either above or below the muscle. It doesn't matter. There's benefits to each. And then inside that pocket, they place a silicone insert, which is similar to something like this, which people wear in their bras now. Like people put those in their bras to make their breasts appear larger. You just put it in front of your bra. It's kind of like that, but obviously more sturdy than this. And they put them inside your breast. And you can also get them made of saline, which is like a water, but they don't feel quite as natural. But if they burst, it's safer. Well, not burst, if they leak, if they rupture. They don't just burst, they're not balloons. They're very, very strong. And they basically place it inside your breast. And after it heals, it looks like a breast. Lots of people have breast augmentation. It's one of the most common surgeries, if not the most common elective surgery that exists. Like lots and lots of women have breast augmentation. Lots of celebrities, lots of everyday women. When I had breast augmentation and talked about it with people, when you start talking about having it in public, it sort of opens up the rest of your friends or people around you to talk about it too. And suddenly loads of women I know, like my hairstylist or my beauty therapists or my doctors and things like that, like suddenly all of them are like, oh yeah, I had it too. Like once you bring it up first, they'll tell you. Like pretty much almost, I would say 60% of the women I know actively in my life right now have had breast augmentation. So, like, it's very common. Basically, they put a silicone insert it's like filled with silicone inside your breast. You choose how much you want in it, and then it makes them bigger, basically. Is augmentation purely adding? But you already have breasts. You don't add breasts. You add to your existing ones. I already had breasts that grew when I transitioned medically from my hormones. I already had boobs. They just make them bigger, right? Breast reduction is not augmentation. They're opposites. A breast reduction is when they take fat and, like, I guess, volume out of the breasts to make them smaller, and then usually they'll lift it up by tightening some of the skin up so you don't have like stretch, like saggy skin around it. Are you part of the LGBTQ+ community is an appropriate question to ask somebody, yes. Having a big surgery like that is kind of draining with the healing process. I had a C-section when I had my baby boy and it killed me. Yeah, I have been very tired since, but working through it. I'm all right. Yes, you can ask a question, Alma, but be quick because I've only got 2 minutes left on this stream. Favorite chips flavor? Well, you led that up with really intense. Like, could I ask you a question? What's your favorite chips flavor? Prawn cocktail. Kate, I have always felt like this my whole life. I just didn't know what it was until I was about 14. That's when I figured out the words for it. But I have always like known. I've been wondering about getting a breast reduction because I have very large breasts naturally and felt like it was a way to sexualize in my youth, and now my breasts make me uncomfortable when I wear tight clothing. I understand that. Yeah, breast reduction is quite common. Lots of people have them. If that's something that will make you happy, then you absolutely should. as long as you can afford to and it's something that makes you happy. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. I'm glad you're comfortable in the body you have now. Thank you. Honestly, I am. My gender identity and stuff doesn't really bother me anymore because, like, gendered speaking, my body's in a comfortable place. The only thing that bothers me now is my allergies and stuff, my voice. But, like, other than that, and my weight, I'd like to lose some weight. But, like, those aren't really gender-related things. My voice is, but the others aren't. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on the It Gets Better stream today. We're going to go live on my B Players YouTube channel now. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the little chats and the little gamies and stuff that we did. It was really nice to chill with you guys. I had a really lovely time. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate you all. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful night, day, rest of your evenings, whatever you're doing, whatever you're up to. I hope you all have a great time. I'll see some of you on YouTube. For the rest of you, I will see you later. Just so you know, because of the way schedules have worked out, I have another It Gets Better stream in 2 weeks. I believe it's on the 15th, I believe. But I double check it a bit. But yeah, so I do have another It Gets Better stream soon. So I will see you on this channel soon again. And we are going to be talking to one of my friends who is a parent of LGBT children about how he handled his children coming out. And I thought it'd be really helpful for those of you who have questions about coming out to parents to have an actual parent of LGBT children with me. So I'm going to have my friend who is an LGBTQ plus parent. He's got children who are LGBTQ plus. He's straight himself, but has LGBTQ plus children. I thought that'd be really helpful for you guys. So I'll see you then. I love you lots, little beans. Have a good day. Bye, everyone. And yeah, you might find it really helpful, Nova, actually. See you soon.